The calm, tropical waters of the Bermuda Triangle had always been known for their beauty, but lately they've become a source of dread. Out of nowhere, a string of new disappearances begins to haunt the headlines. Planes vanish mid-flight, and ships are swallowed without a trace. But something feels different this time. This isn't just another string of isolated incidents. The pattern emerges slowly at first. One ship, then another, then two planes within a single week. The authorities are baffled, and fear ripples through the region as the world watches, waiting for answers. Claire Anderson, a tenacious investigative journalist with a reputation for digging deep into the world's darkest mysteries, receives an anonymous tip. Stay with me as we break it all down. But first, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dives into world events. Let's get started. It's cryptic, but the message is clear. The triangle holds the key. Skeptical, yet intrigued, Claire sets her sights on the Bermuda Triangle, determined to uncover the truth behind these latest disappearances. However, the more she investigates, the more questions arise. Claire meets a grieving family, still hopeful their loved one might be found, and it's here that she senses something strange. They speak of a pattern of disappearances dating back decades, long before it became a hot topic in the media. Claire feels the weight of their words, as though they've been waiting for someone to uncover the truth, to expose the lies that have buried it for so long. As she digs deeper, Claire begins to realize that these disappearances are not random. They are happening in a specific area of the triangle, and with a certain kind of consistency. On a plane ride into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, Claire reflects on her own connection to the mystery. She lost a close friend, a fellow journalist, many years ago in these very waters, a person she believed had disappeared due to some simple navigational error. But now, the nagging question burns in her mind. Could there have been something more behind it all? Was her friend's fate part of a much larger puzzle, something she had never considered? As she arrives at the edge of the Bermuda Triangle, a sense of foreboding grips Claire. The vast ocean stretches before her, its surface calm, almost too calm for something so dangerous. The sky is clear, the sun shining brightly, but the deep blue of the water seems to swallow the light. The haunting stories of ships and planes disappearing come rushing back, and Claire wonders what awaits her in this place, a place where time and reality seem to lose all meaning. She can't shake the feeling that she's about to step into something much bigger than herself, something that will forever change the course of her life. Dr. Elias Donovan is an enigma. A brilliant physicist with an unconventional approach to science, his career is marred by accusations of eccentricity, obsession, and a tendency to dive into topics others deem too dangerous or unproven. His work on time theory, specifically his theories about parallel dimensions and interdimensional travel, has been dismissed by the scientific community, relegating him to the fringes of academia. But, to Claire Anderson, Elias is the key to unlocking the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries. Initially skeptical of his theories, Claire is drawn to Dr. Donovan when her investigations lead her to one of his controversial papers about the strange phenomena surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. His assertion that the area might be a gateway to an alternate reality, a place where the laws of physics bend and time behaves unpredictably, piques her curiosity. The scientific world has written him off as a madman, but Claire senses that he may hold the missing piece of the puzzle she's been chasing. Their first meeting is far from cordial. Dr. Donovan is deeply entrenched in his work, rarely pausing to consider the outside world. When Claire approaches him, hoping to convince him to join her in the investigation, he seems indifferent at first, dismissing her inquiries with a wave of his hand. The Bermuda Triangle? My research has nothing to do with tourist traps or sensationalism, he states, his voice dry, his tone condescending. Claire, undeterred, presses on, recounting the strange disappearances, the missing ships and planes, and her belief that something larger is at play. At first, Donovan is dismissive, but as Claire digs deeper into the connections between his research and the phenomenon, his interest begins to stir. He's intrigued by her determination, the way she refuses to back down in the face of his skepticism. Reluctantly, he agrees to accompany her on the journey, but not out of belief in her cause. Instead, he sees it as an opportunity to test his theories firsthand, to validate his life's work in a way no scientific paper ever could. The tension between them is palpable. Claire is methodical and rational, a grounded investigator who believes in following evidence to the letter. Dr. Donovan, on the other hand, is driven by a restless passion for the unknown, willing to embrace the bizarre and inexplicable in his pursuit of truth. They are polar opposites in nearly every way, but their shared goal, to uncover the truth behind the Bermuda Triangle, forces them into a tenuous partnership. As their journey into the heart of the triangle unfolds, the differences between them become more pronounced. Claire is frustrated by Donovan's lack of concrete answers, his reluctance to adhere to practical methods. Meanwhile, Donovan finds Claire's pragmatic approach suffocating, convinced that the mysteries they're facing require a far more open-minded and unorthodox way of thinking. But in the face of growing dangers, strange electrical storms, mysterious signals, and sightings of ships that seem to flicker in and out of existence, the two begin to rely on each other in unexpected ways. Claire starts to see the merit in Donovan's theories, realizing that his unorthodox thinking may be the only way to navigate the chaos they are about to face. In turn, Donovan begins to respect Claire's tenacity and rationality, realizing that his wild ideas need a grounded perspective to become reality. Yet, despite the growing respect, there is an undeniable tension simmering beneath the surface. Claire can't shake the feeling that Dr. Donovan's obsession with his theories might lead them into even greater danger than they anticipate. She begins to question how much of his motives are driven by personal ambition, whether he's truly seeking answers or if he's simply trying to prove himself to a world that has never taken him seriously. As their partnership deepens, so do the stakes, and Claire and Dr. Donovan must navigate their differences to uncover the truth behind the Bermuda Triangle. But one thing becomes clear. Their bond is as unpredictable as the world they are venturing into, both an unlikely alliance and a ticking time bomb of secrets waiting to explode. The air is thick with anticipation as Claire and Dr. Donovan, along with their small but skilled team, descend into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle. The sea around them is deceptively calm, a vast expanse of blue stretching endlessly in every direction. As their ship cuts through the water, there's an unsettling silence that hangs in the air. It's as if the ocean itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to emerge from its depths. They've followed the coordinates provided by a series of encrypted messages Claire uncovered during her investigation. Messages that all seem to point to the same chilling conclusion. Something lies beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight. Despite the vastness of the triangle, all their leads converge on this one area, and every instinct in Claire tells her that this is where the answers lie. The team's submersible slowly sinks deeper into the ocean, the pressure building as the dark abyss swallows them whole. The lights from the craft illuminate the water in eerie, wavering beams, casting shadows on the unseen world around them. The deeper they go, the more the sea seems to pulse with energy. A strange current tugs at them, pulling them toward something. The temperature drops, and the faintest hum, like a distant whisper, vibrates through the hull. Then, just as the team begins to question if they've made a mistake, something massive looms in the distance. Stone structures, half buried in the sand, rise from the ocean floor like the remnants of a forgotten civilization. At first, it seems impossible, an illusion, perhaps, but as they draw closer, the unmistakable outline of ancient architecture becomes clear. Arched doorways, towering pillars, and intricate carvings cover the surfaces of the structures, their designs too advanced to be the work of any known civilization. It is a city, lost and forgotten, shrouded by the ocean's endless embrace. The air inside the submersible grows heavy with awe and disbelief. Claire's heart races as she looks out of the viewport, her breath fogging the glass. For centuries, this city has remained hidden beneath the waves, its secrets lying dormant in the depths, untouched by time and human hands. The deeper they venture into the submerged city, the more they uncover. A labyrinth of halls and chambers stretches before them, the ruins surprisingly well preserved despite the centuries that have passed. Strange symbols, alien in their design, adorn the walls, some glowing faintly as if responding to the submersible's light. Dr. Donovan is beside himself with excitement, his voice trembling with wonder as he runs his fingers along the markings, muttering to himself about time travel, dimensions, and ancient technology. Claire, however, can't shake the unease that creeps up her spine. This place feels wrong, as if it were never meant to be found. The team navigates deeper into the heart of the city, their instruments buzzing with activity, picking up signals that defy explanation. As they move through the city's ruins, they find more evidence of its advanced nature, devices and relics that seem to transcend time and logic, their purpose still unclear. One artifact, in particular, catches Claire's eye, a crystalline object, perfectly smooth and glowing with an internal light. As her hand reaches out to touch it, an electric shock runs through her fingers, and a sudden burst of energy courses through the city, causing the walls to tremble. A split second of panic sets in. Was it a trap? A defense mechanism left by the builders? But before they can react, the trembling stops, and a strange energy seems to seep into the very air around them. It's as though the city is awakening, responding to their presence, as if it has been waiting for something, or someone, to unlock its secrets. With a renewed sense of urgency, Dr. Donovan insists on further exploration. Claire hesitates, her instincts telling her that they may be treading into dangerous waters. But it's too late to turn back now. The deeper they go, the more they realize that the city's purpose is not just historical. It is alive with purpose, its technology intertwined with something far beyond their understanding. Then, a shocking discovery. A large, circular chamber opens before them, and at its center lies a massive stone altar, etched with the same symbols they've seen throughout the city. It is here that Claire and the team make their most significant discovery yet. A massive, intricate map that seems to show not just the city, but a network of hidden locations, each one marked by a symbol, one of which matches the exact location of the Bermuda Triangle. Suddenly, everything begins to fall into place. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just a freak of nature. It's a part of something far older, far more dangerous. The city wasn't just built. It was constructed as a gateway, a nexus, a point of access between worlds. And the team has only just begun to scratch the surface. But even as they begin to comprehend the scope of their discovery, the hum beneath the ocean grows louder. and the unmistakable sense of being watched intensifies. Something else is out there, lurking in the dark, and Claire has no idea what kind of forces they've unleashed. The discovery of the submerged city has shaken the team to its core. But what they uncover next will make their understanding of reality itself come crashing down. As they explore the ruins further, Claire and Dr. Donovan begin to piece together the true nature of the city. This is no mere lost civilization. It is something much more profound. The symbols on the walls, the strange artifacts, and the map that points to the Bermuda Triangle all suggest a connection to something far beyond this world. It's not just the city that's ancient. Its purpose is timeless, stretching beyond the limits of known history. Dr. Donovan, wide-eyed with excitement, proposes an impossible theory. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just a place on Earth, he explains to Claire, his voice trembling with a mix of disbelief and awe. It's a portal, a doorway between parallel universes. What we've found here is not from our world. It's a remnant of a reality that existed in a different dimension. This city, this technology, these symbols, they're all part of a network connecting countless worlds. Claire is stunned, struggling to grasp the enormity of Donovan's claim. Her rational mind can't quite keep up with his fevered explanations. A parallel universe? A place where the laws of physics bend and time operates differently? It sounds like something out of science fiction, but as they dig deeper into the city's secrets, her skepticism begins to falter. What they've discovered is too complex, too alien to be dismissed. As they explore further, the team uncovers an ancient mechanism hidden deep within the city, an enormous device that seems to pulse with strange energy. Its surface is covered in intricate patterns that shift and change as they study it, and the air around it crackles with an otherworldly hum. Dr. Donovan insists that this is the key. The machine is a portal, a gateway that connects their world to another dimension. The Bermuda Triangle itself is not merely an anomaly of space. It is the focal point of a vast network of dimensional pathways, each one leading to a different version of reality. The team begins to experiment with the device, cautiously at first, using the instruments they've brought with them to measure the energy fluctuations. They discover that the machine can be activated, at first, only in small bursts. A strange, shimmering field of light surrounds the device, warping the air around it. Then, as they increase the intensity of their readings, something extraordinary happens. A portal begins to form before them. It's unlike anything they could have imagined. The air crackles and warps as the fabric of reality begins to twist. The room flickers, like a film reel struggling to catch the light, and through the rift in space-time, they see glimpses of another world. A world that looks eerily familiar, but subtly different. The sky is a different shade of blue, the horizon shaped by jagged alien mountains. Strange, floating structures hover above the landscape, defying gravity in ways that are impossible in their own reality. The team stands frozen, watching as the portal pulses with light. Claire feels a chill run down her spine, a sense of both awe and dread. The fabric of reality is slipping, and they are standing on the edge of something far beyond their comprehension. Time isn't what we think it is, Dr. Donovan murmurs, eyes wide with discovery. What we're seeing isn't just another world. It's a version of our own, where time has unfolded differently. It's like we're seeing the past, the present, and the future, all at once. The implications of this revelation are staggering. The Bermuda Triangle is not a place of random disappearances, but a convergence point for multiple realities, a place where time is not linear, but fluid. The events that have occurred here, ships, planes, people disappearing, are not accidents. They are the result of the boundaries between these parallel worlds breaking down, and this city, this ancient civilization, has been working to manipulate these dimensional pathways for centuries. But there's more. As the portal flickers and stabilizes, the team makes a chilling discovery. The other side is not just a passive, alternate reality, it is a world that is actively aware of their presence. On the other side of the portal, strange figures move across the alien landscape, their forms translucent and shifting, like shadows made flesh. As if drawn to the energy of the rift, they begin to approach. The portal isn't just a passive connection, it is a link between worlds that has been activated, and something from the other side is responding. The team feels a growing sense of unease as the figures seem to notice them. A sudden realization hits Claire with the force of a tidal wave. They've opened a door to a parallel universe, and now they've attracted the attention of whatever lives there. Something is watching them. As the rift begins to stabilize, Claire understands with chilling clarity that the Bermuda Triangle is no longer a mystery they can study from a safe distance. It is a threat, a doorway to a world where the laws of nature are rewritten, where time and space are malleable, and where the creatures from these worlds could slip through the portal at any moment. The parallel universe is not some distant, untouched place. It is an extension of their own world, and the consequences of their actions could be catastrophic. The realization that the Bermuda Triangle is not a mere geographical anomaly, but a portal to a parallel universe, changes everything. But just as Claire, Dr. Donovan, and the team begin to digest the gravity of their discovery, they are thrust into a new and far more dangerous reality. Someone else has been watching the Bermuda Triangle for centuries, and their motives are far from innocent. The Chrono Order, a shadowy organization with roots stretching back through history, has been monitoring the Triangle's anomalies long before Claire and Dr. Donovan ever set foot in the region. This ancient group has one singular goal: control over time itself. Their secretive agenda is based on the belief that the Bermuda Triangle is the key to manipulating temporal dimensions. By harnessing the power of the dimensional rift, they plan to rewrite history and seize control of the future. Claire's first real encounter with the Chrono Order comes in the form of a chilling warning. As the team continues their exploration, strange signals begin to appear on their equipment. Odd interference that seems to come from nowhere. They can't figure out where the transmission is originating, but the message is clear. Leave now. You don't understand what you're dealing with. The message is broadcast in multiple languages, and for a moment, it feels like the air itself is charged with a warning. Claire brushes it off at first, another bizarre occurrence in the Bermuda Triangle. But then, the attacks begin. The first incident happens just as they're nearing a critical moment in their exploration. A sudden electrical surge causes their equipment to malfunction. Lights flicker, and the submersible's controls lock up. The hum of the portal they've activated grows louder, the vibrations intensifying, and for a brief moment, they believe the city is alive, reacting to their presence. But then, the real danger emerges. A black, sleek craft, nothing like any modern vessel they've ever seen, appears out of the misty depths. It seems to materialize from nowhere, as though it has been lying in wait beneath the ocean's surface. The vessel is unmanned, but it pulses with an energy that is distinctly human. Its design, though alien, feels familiar. The ship moves with terrifying precision, its metallic surface gleaming in the weak light of their submersible. Dr. Donovan is the first to react. His face turns pale as he scans the incoming craft's energy readings. "This isn't just some random anomaly," he whispers, almost to himself. "They've been waiting for this. They know we're here." The Chrono Order, it seems, has been following their every move, carefully monitoring their progress and waiting for the right moment to intervene. The team scrambles to understand the true purpose of this intervention. Why would a secretive group, working from the shadows for centuries, be so invested in the Bermuda Triangle's secrets? As they race to escape, the craft disappears as mysteriously as it appeared, leaving only the echo of its presence in the stillness of the deep ocean. The team's relief is short-lived, however, when they discover that the signal they received was not just a warning. It was a threat. A series of encrypted transmissions reveals that the Chrono Order has been tracking them since the moment they entered the Triangle's boundaries. They've been aware of their every move, every discovery, and every misstep. Claire and Dr. Donovan realize that they are no longer alone in their search for the truth. The Chrono Order is a powerful, highly secretive group, and they have a vested interest in controlling the Bermuda Triangle's power. The organization's reach is global, spanning centuries of hidden influence and manipulation. They've planted operatives in key positions around the world, and their ultimate goal is to manipulate time itself, ensuring that history unfolds according to their desires. The team begins to unravel the true extent of the Chrono Order's plans. The group isn't just interested in the Bermuda Triangle for its technological or historical value. They intend to use it as a means to manipulate the very fabric of reality. With access to the portal, they can travel through time, altering events to shape the future to their will. And with the existence of parallel worlds, the Chrono Order plans to exploit each one, creating an empire that spans across dimensions and timelines. As Claire and Dr. Donovan piece together these revelations, they realize that the stakes are far higher than they ever imagined. The Chrono Order's influence extends far beyond the Bermuda Triangle. They have agents in key positions across the globe, silently ensuring that the balance of power remains in their favor. Their reach is so vast that Claire and her team may never be able to fully escape its grasp. And as the truth about the Chrono Order's capabilities becomes clear, the team is faced with an impossible choice: stand and fight for the future, or retreat into the shadows to protect themselves and the knowledge they've uncovered. The deeper Claire and Dr. Donovan go into the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle, the more they realize how fragile their reality is. Time itself is slipping away, and the Chrono Order is determined to be the one to control it. The atmosphere within the team shifts from excitement to unease as they delve deeper into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle. With every new discovery, they grow more confident in their understanding of the portal and its power, but a growing sense of paranoia begins to creep in. Strange things start happening: equipment malfunctions that can't be explained, strange noises that echo in the corridors of their makeshift headquarters, and unsettling feelings that they are being watched at every turn. But the true shock comes when Claire uncovers a secret that no one could have predicted. One of their own team members has been working with the Chrono Order from the start, feeding them information, subtly sabotaging their efforts, and steering them closer to the path the Order wants them to take. The sense of betrayal cuts deep, and Claire finds herself questioning the loyalty of everyone around her. The team she's relied on, the people she thought she could trust, may have been playing a different game all along. The first sign that something is wrong occurs during a routine check of their equipment. As Claire reviews the encrypted transmissions they've been receiving, she notices something odd: a subtle distortion in the signal. At first, she thinks it's just a glitch, but as she digs deeper, she uncovers a series of coded messages hidden within the transmissions, messages that only one person on the team could have sent. The sender is masked, but the coded patterns are unmistakably familiar. Claire's stomach sinks as she realizes that the messages are going straight to the Chrono Order. The suspicion falls on Dr. Henry Samuels, the team's captain and Claire's old friend. Samuels is an experienced navigator and strategist, a man whose calm demeanor has always put Claire at ease in the most dangerous of situations. But as she goes through his personal files, she finds a troubling pattern. A series of meetings with a high-ranking member of the Chrono Order, long before they set sail into the Triangle. The meetings, always conducted in secret, are only briefly alluded to in cryptic journal entries, but what she uncovers is undeniable. Samuels has been working with the Chrono Order for years, guiding their research from the shadows, ensuring that Claire and her team unknowingly walked right into the heart of the Order's plan. Claire confronts Dr. Samuels, and the confrontation is as brutal as it is heart-wrenching. His calm facade cracks as he confesses everything. "I didn't want to do this," he says, his voice filled with regret. "But they gave me no choice. The Chrono Order. They've promised to help me fix the mistakes of the past. Things I can never undo. I thought I could control it, that I could work with them and steer things in the right direction. But they've been pulling the strings from the start." Samuels admits that he's been part of the Chrono Order's web for decades, originally recruited because of his knowledge of time manipulation and his ability to navigate through the Bermuda Triangle. His motivations, however, are more personal than anyone could have known. In a twisted turn of fate, Samuels is revealed to be haunted by the loss of his family, who died in a tragic accident many years ago. The Chrono Order promised him the ability to rewrite time, to go back and prevent their deaths, to change history, and undo the irreversible damage. He was willing to do anything to achieve it, even if it meant betraying the people who trusted him. Claire is devastated. Samuels was more than just a colleague. He was her mentor, the person who taught her to trust her instincts and never back down from the truth. The revelation that he has been playing them all, manipulating their every move, leaves her reeling. The betrayal cuts deeper than any physical wound ever could. Claire wonders if anyone on this mission is truly on her side, or if they're all just pawns in a larger game she doesn't yet understand. But the shock doesn't end there. Samuels isn't the only one hiding secrets. As the team begins to investigate further, they uncover that another member of their group, Dr. Sophia Lark, a brilliant mathematician, has also been compromised. While she isn't actively working with the Chrono Order, her family is tied to the organization in ways Claire never suspected. Sophia's father, a former high-ranking member of the Chrono Order, was one of their leading researchers on dimensional travel before he mysteriously vanished under suspicious circumstances. Dr. Lark has been living under the shadow of her family's involvement with the Order, torn between her loyalty to the team and her unresolved ties to her father's legacy. With both Samuels and Lark now compromised, Claire feels the weight of their betrayal more than ever. She questions whether she can trust anyone on the team, unsure if they are still working toward the same goal, or if they have their own hidden agendas. The lines between ally and enemy blur, and paranoia spreads like a virus through the remaining members of the group. Desperation takes root as Claire realizes that they are no longer just racing against time. They are now fighting against each other, torn apart by secrets, lies, and the looming threat of the Chrono Order. In a final confrontation, Claire makes a choice. She must make the hardest decision of her life. Allow Samuels and Lark to continue their work, risking the team's survival and the potential destruction of their mission, or cut ties with them completely, knowing that their betrayal may have already doomed them all. As the tension reaches a boiling point, Claire's decision will either unite the team or tear it apart for good. As the stakes in their mission climb higher, the tension between Claire and Dr. Donovan becomes undeniable. From the very beginning, their relationship has been fraught with friction. She, the pragmatic journalist with a sharp, no-nonsense approach to the truth. He, the eccentric scientist who is driven by obsession and a deep-seated need to prove his theories. Their partnership was born out of necessity, two unlikely allies drawn together by a shared mission. But now, as they face the overwhelming mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, their bond is tested in ways neither could have anticipated. It starts with small moments, an accidental touch while studying ancient artifacts, a brief, lingering glance as they argue over the next course of action. Their interactions are filled with an electric undercurrent of tension, both of them fighting the pull they feel toward each other. Claire tells herself she can't afford distractions. She's here to uncover the truth about the Bermuda Triangle, to stop the Chrono Order, to save the world. But Dr. Donovan's presence is hard to ignore. His intelligence is captivating, his passion infectious. And in the midst of all the chaos, his vulnerability strikes a chord deep within her. Dr. Donovan, too, is drawn to Claire in ways he doesn't understand. He's spent his life immersed in theories about time, space, and parallel universes, but it's the unpredictability of Claire's fiery determination and her unwillingness to back down that shakes him to his core. He admires her strength, but beneath the admiration lies a growing desire that he can no longer push aside. It's a feeling he tries to suppress, focusing instead on the scientific revelations that drive him. But as their journey progresses, he finds himself unable to ignore the chemistry between them. The tension finally erupts during a heated argument in the submersible, as the team is forced to make a critical decision about their next move. The pressure of the Triangle's mysteries and the constant threat of the Chrono Order's interference have pushed them all to their limits. Claire accuses Donovan of putting them all at risk with his reckless obsession, while Donovan accuses Claire of being too rigid, too afraid to take the necessary risks to uncover the truth. Their voices rise above the sound of the submersible's hum, and for a moment, it feels like the entire mission is on the brink of collapse. And then, in the middle of their argument, their eyes lock. Genuine, raw emotion flickers across both of their faces. It's more than frustration. It's something deeper, something neither of them can deny. In an impulsive, uncharacteristic move, Claire reaches out and grabs Donovan's arm, her grip tight and urgent. "You're not alone in this," she says, her voice softer now, her anger giving way to something more vulnerable. "We're all in this together." In that moment, something shifts between them. The walls they've both built around their emotions start to crack, and for the first time, they acknowledge the bond they've forged, not just as colleagues, but as something more personal, something that transcends the mission they're on. The next few days are filled with a strange, palpable tension. There's no immediate declaration, no clear conversation about what's happening between them, but the change is unmistakable. They begin to lean on each other more, not just professionally, but emotionally. During quiet moments, away from the rest of the team, they share fragments of their pasts, Claire's struggle to balance her career with her desire for a normal life, Donovan's isolation from the world due to his obsession with his theories. These shared confessions create an intimacy neither of them expected, and as they face increasingly perilous situations, the trust between them grows. But even as their relationship deepens, it becomes clear that their love is not without its complications. The tension of their situation, the threat of the Chrono Order, the mounting pressure of the time loop they're stuck in, and the potential destruction of both worlds, creates an undercurrent of fear. Both Claire and Donovan are haunted by the idea that if they allow themselves to feel too much, it could jeopardize everything. The mission comes first. They both know that. But as the danger intensifies, their connection becomes harder to ignore. Then comes a pivotal moment that changes everything. The team is on the brink of discovering a critical part of the Bermuda Triangle's puzzle, a piece of ancient technology that could potentially neutralize the Chrono Order's plans and stop the collapse of both dimensions. But the discovery comes with a terrifying price. As the team attempts to activate the device, they trigger an unexpected chain reaction that threatens to destroy their ship and sever the connection between the worlds forever. In the chaos that follows, Claire and Donovan find themselves separated, trapped in different parts of the submerged ruins. In a desperate race against time, Claire fights her way through the wreckage to reach Donovan, knowing that they may never get another chance to be together. When they finally reunite, it's in the heart of the collapsing ruins, the portal flickering violently between their worlds. It is here, in the face of certain death, that Claire and Donovan's emotions break free of all restraint. The time for doubt is over. In a passionate, frantic kiss, they finally acknowledge the feelings they've been hiding from each other. Their love is born not from the safety of the known, but from the sheer intensity of their shared peril, and the desperate need to feel something real amidst the chaos. But even as they share this moment, the fate of both their worlds hangs in the balance. Their love is bittersweet. Beautiful, yes, but fragile and uncertain. It will either be the driving force that helps them break the time loop and save both realities, or it will be a fleeting memory, lost forever in the collapse of the dimensions. The discovery that they are trapped in a time loop shakes the very foundation of everything Claire and Dr. Donovan thought they understood. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just a mysterious location. It's the epicenter of a cosmic anomaly, a repeating cycle that resets history every time the loop reaches its inevitable conclusion. Every attempt to solve the mystery, every team that has ventured into its depths, has been part of this eternal loop. The world has been caught in an endless cycle of disappearances, distortions, and failures. And Claire now realizes that their journey, like all those before them, is doomed to fail unless they find a way to break free. The time loop isn't just a theory, it's a chilling reality. The team begins to notice subtle clues that hint at their previous attempts. A piece of equipment they thought was lost, a cryptic message in Dr. Donovan's journal, an inexplicable déjà vu feeling that creeps into Claire's mind. They realize that they have been through this before, in another iteration of the loop, and they are about to face the same tragic fate as every other team before them. Claire's initial disbelief gives way to terror. She's not just trying to uncover the truth of the Bermuda Triangle anymore. She's now fighting to survive, to stop the cycle from consuming them all. She frantically pores over their notes, their findings, desperate to find the point where the loop began, where it all went wrong. But the more she looks, the more she is confronted with the impossible reality. Every time they think they've found the solution, the timeline resets, and they're back at square one. Dr. Donovan is the first to suggest that the time loop is connected to the ancient city beneath the sea. It was never just a relic of a lost civilization, it was a containment system built to trap the cycle in place. The dimensional portal they discovered isn't just a gateway to a parallel world, it's the key to the loop itself. The city was designed as a means of controlling the flow of time, keeping the two realities bound together in a perpetual cycle of resets. Each time a team gets too close to breaking the loop, the system resets, wiping away their progress and sending them back to the beginning. But Dr. Donovan also uncovers something even more disturbing. The loop doesn't just reset time, it alters it. Each iteration of the cycle doesn't simply rewind history. It bends it, warping reality in subtle but dangerous ways. The Chrono Order, it seems, has been using the loop for their own gain, learning from each cycle, adjusting their methods, and growing stronger with each reset. They've been manipulating time for centuries, perfecting their strategies, and now they are closer than ever to achieving their ultimate goal, rewriting history to suit their desires. Claire's panic turns to resolve. She knows they can't just keep running in circles, trapped in an endless loop of failure. The clock is ticking. With each reset, the Chrono Order's power grows, and they are inching closer to seizing control of the Bermuda Triangle and its unimaginable power. As the team races to find a way to break the cycle, tensions rise. Dr. Donovan becomes increasingly obsessed with his theory that the only way to stop the loop is to confront its origin point. The problem is, that point is locked within the very fabric of the triangle itself, buried deep within the city, hidden in a place no one has ever been able to reach. Donovan believes that if they can access the heart of the portal, they can reset the system and break the loop once and for all. But there's a catch. Doing so will require a sacrifice, one that no one is prepared to make. Claire is torn. She knows that the only way to stop the cycle is to make an irreversible choice, one that could cost them their lives, or worse, their memories. The team must decide whether they are willing to face the unknown and risk everything, knowing that they may never return, or if they should take the Chrono Order's offer to control the triangle, accepting the corrupting power of time manipulation and condemning the world to eternal chaos. In the final, desperate moments, Claire confronts Dr. Donovan. She knows that his obsession with time is driving him to make dangerous decisions, decisions that may not just endanger the team, but the entire world. As they face the heart of the time loop, Claire realizes that Donovan's personal obsession with controlling time, fixing his past mistakes, has clouded his judgment. In a heart-wrenching moment, Claire must make the decision to choose between saving Donovan or saving the world. Her choice will either bring them one step closer to breaking the loop or plunge them deeper into the heart of chaos. As the portal opens before them, the boundary between realities begins to dissolve. Time flickers, bending and warping, and Claire is forced to confront the horrifying truth. There is no perfect ending. To break the loop, they must sever their connection to the past entirely, erasing everything they've ever known, every relationship, every memory. The only way to end the cycle is to let go of everything, every hope, every dream, every piece of their identity, and step into an uncertain future. The team steps forward, not knowing if they will ever emerge from the portal, or if they will be swallowed by the abyss of the time loop, never to be seen again. The final moments are filled with quiet dread as Claire and Dr. Donovan, hands trembling, step together into the unknown, the fate of all worlds hanging in the balance. The realization that they have reached the heart of the Bermuda Triangle's power has left the team reeling. The time loop has been broken, but not without consequence. The very fabric of reality is now unstable, with time itself warping and fracturing around them. The dimensional portal, which had once been a means of exploration, is now a dangerous, unpredictable force that threatens to unravel both their world and the parallel one they discovered. Claire stands at the center of it all, her heart pounding in her chest. The weight of her decision, the choice she made to sacrifice the continuity of time to break the loop, now bears down on her. The team has succeeded in preventing the Chrono Order from using the Bermuda Triangle to rewrite history, but in doing so, they've destabilized the balance between dimensions. The portal, now wide open, has begun to bleed chaotic energy into both worlds. The two realities are colliding, their boundaries disintegrating. As the rift between the worlds grows wider, the laws of nature are starting to lose their grip. Time in one world shifts unpredictably, moments looping back on themselves, people vanishing, others appearing out of nowhere. In the parallel world, strange phenomena begin to emerge. Objects from their own reality flicker into existence in the alien landscape, while creatures and forces of nature from the alternate universe bleed through into their world. The fabric of time has been torn, and there's no telling how long their reality can hold before it shatters completely. In the wake of the time loop's destruction, the Chrono Order begins to rally. Their hold on the Bermuda Triangle had always been about controlling time for their own gain, but now that the loop has been broken, their mission has shifted. They are determined to stabilize the portal and regain their control over the fractured timeline. With their knowledge of time manipulation, the Order begins to move swiftly, employing both covert and brute force tactics to secure key locations across the globe. They intend to rebuild the time loop, but this time with a far more sinister agenda: the complete domination of all timelines and realities. The global political landscape begins to shift. Countries fall into chaos as timelines become unstable, and world leaders scramble to maintain control, unsure whether the world they knew even exists anymore. Entire cities are displaced, people vanish, and the laws of physics become unreliable. Power outages, gravitational anomalies, and inexplicable weather patterns wreak havoc across the globe. The Chrono Order knows that with the right leverage, they can push their way into positions of power and bend history to their will. They have the technology and the knowledge to manipulate time at a global scale, and now they have the opening they need to plunge the world into a new order, one where they control not just the future, but the past as well. Amidst this growing turmoil, Claire and Dr. Donovan are forced into an impossible position. They know the only way to stop the world from descending into total collapse is to seal the portal. But closing the rift will require them to make the ultimate sacrifice. They will have to destroy the knowledge they've uncovered and erase the connection between the two worlds. Their discoveries, the civilization beneath the sea, the devices that could change humanity's future, all of it will be lost. They will return to a reality where the Bermuda Triangle is nothing more than a myth. Its true nature and the potential for interdimensional travel erased from history. As Claire and Donovan struggle to understand the true cost of their decision, they are haunted by the weight of their choices. Claire is torn between her duty to save the world and the overwhelming pull of everything they've uncovered. The truth about the Bermuda Triangle, the knowledge they've gained, is more than just power. It's a chance to rewrite the very fabric of human existence, the existence to propel humanity into a new age of understanding and potential. The temptation to use the Triangle's power to shape the future is almost too great to ignore. But Claire knows the risks. If the Chrono Order regains control, they will twist this power for their own ends, and the very notion of free will be destroyed forever. Dr. Donovan, too, faces a personal conflict. He has spent his entire life searching for a way to manipulate time, to unlock the secrets of existence, to go back and fix the mistakes of his past. The Bermuda Triangle has always been the ultimate goal, the key to understanding time itself. Now, standing at the precipice of losing everything, he wonders if he can let go of his lifelong obsession. But deep down, he knows that some things cannot be changed. He is forced to confront the truth. No amount of time manipulation can undo the past, and some things, some moments, must remain as they are. As the Chrono Order closes in on their final objective, Claire and Dr. Donovan are faced with a final showdown. The Chrono Order has mobilized all its resources, and their forces are vast and relentless. With the world teetering on the edge of collapse, Claire, Donovan, and their team must make a desperate stand. They must act quickly, or the world as they know it will be consumed by chaos. But even as they prepare for the ultimate confrontation, Claire and Donovan are haunted by the realization that this may not be the end at all. The portal may close, the loop may be broken, but the damage they've caused is irreversible. There is no going back. In the final, devastating moments, Claire and Dr. Donovan must choose. Sacrifice everything they've worked for and erase the knowledge of the Bermuda Triangle to protect the future, or risk everything, endangering both worlds, to use the Triangle's power for a new world order. Their decision will not only shape their fates, but the fate of every reality connected to the Bermuda Triangle. The clock is ticking, and the world is on the brink of total annihilation. As the battle against the Chrono Order reaches its climax, the team faces the inevitable truth. The Bermuda Triangle, the rift between worlds, and the collapse of time itself cannot be undone without irreversible consequences. The decisions they've made, the paths they've taken, have led them here, to the heart of the storm where reality itself is shattering. Claire stands at the edge of the dimensional rift, her heart racing, a cacophony of thoughts swirling in her mind. She knows what needs to be done to stop the chaos and prevent the Chrono Order from exploiting the Bermuda Triangle's power. The portal before her pulses with an eerie light, shifting between realities, as though the universe itself is calling out, begging her to make a choice. But with that choice comes a devastating price. To stop the loop from continuing, to sever the connection between the worlds, and stop the Chrono Order, Claire will have to destroy all the knowledge they've uncovered. The city beneath the ocean, the technology, the answers to questions humanity has asked for centuries. All of it will be erased. And so will every memory of the journey she and Dr. Donovan have shared. Claire's hand trembles as she reaches for the control panel in front of her. She's torn, pulled between the incredible power to change the world and the responsibility to protect it from those who would misuse it. The Chrono Order has been relentless, using their knowledge of time to manipulate history for their own gain. If they gain control of the Bermuda Triangle's power, there will be no stopping them. They will rewrite reality to suit their needs, erasing free will, trapping humanity in an endless cycle of manipulation. But even as Claire knows the right decision, a part of her wants to preserve everything they've discovered. She thinks of the people they could help. Cures for diseases, solutions to climate change, the ability to undo tragedies and loss. The temptation is overwhelming, and for a moment, Claire questions whether the world is ready for such power, whether humanity could wield it responsibly. Could they use the Triangle's secrets to reshape the world for the better? Or would it inevitably fall into chaos once more? Dr. Donovan, standing beside her, seems to read her thoughts. His eyes are dark with the weight of the choice they face, but there's a quiet resolve in his gaze. He knows what's at stake, perhaps more than anyone else. His life has been defined by his pursuit of understanding time, of going back to fix the past, of exploring the unknown. He spent decades searching for the Bermuda Triangle's secrets, but now, standing at the brink of this final decision, he's faced with a sobering realization. Some things are beyond even his comprehension, beyond his control. No amount of time manipulation can change what has happened, and sometimes the only way forward is to let go of the past. In a quiet voice, Donovan speaks, his words weighted with years of pain and self-reflection. We can't change the past, Claire. We can't undo what's been done. But we can choose how we move forward. Claire's heart aches as she looks at him. She knows this is the truth. They can't go back. They can only move forward. And to do so, they must sacrifice everything. The memories, the discoveries, the possibility of changing history, gone in an instant. For the sake of the future, for the sake of reality itself, the triangle's power must be sealed forever. But there's one more revelation, one final devastating truth that Claire must confront. As she prepares to activate the device that will destroy the portal, she receives a communication, a last message from the Chrono Order. It's a simple warning. You can't undo what's been done. You're part of the loop now. The words hit Claire like a thunderclap. Her breath catches in her throat. For the first time, she understands the full scope of the triangle's influence. The loop. They've always been a part of it. Every action, every step, every moment they've experienced has already happened, repeated over and over again in countless iterations. They are part of the Bermuda Triangle's cycle, trapped within its temporal web. A chilling realization washes over her. The world they've been fighting to protect, the lives they've led, the choices they've made. They are not original. They are echoes, ripples of countless timelines that have already been played out. The portal's power isn't just a threat to the present. It is a force that controls their very existence, shaping their lives without them even realizing it. And yet, in the face of this overwhelming truth, Claire knows what must be done. She has a choice. They have a choice. She can either let the loop continue, allowing time to reset over and over, with the Chrono Order in control, or she can make the ultimate sacrifice and destroy everything they've uncovered, wiping the slate clean and allowing a new future to emerge. One that will not be controlled by time, by fate, or by those who seek to manipulate it. In a final, gut-wrenching moment, Claire activates the device. The portal begins to close, its light flickering and collapsing in on itself as the energy around it dissipates. As the rift disappears, the world begins to heal. Time, once fractured and broken, begins to flow once more, uninterrupted, untainted. But with that healing comes loss. The knowledge of the Bermuda Triangle, the city beneath the sea, the discoveries that would have changed humanity, vanishes. All memories of the journey, all of Claire and Donovan's shared experiences are erased from existence. The world resets, returning to a version where the triangle's power remains a mystery, a myth that few even believe in. Claire and Donovan stand in the silence that follows, the weight of their decision settling over them. They've saved the world, but at a cost that can never be undone. They are free, but they are also lost. Their connection severed by the very act that saved everything. In the final moment, Claire looks at Dr. Donovan, her eyes filled with quiet understanding. They've both paid the ultimate price, but in doing so, they've given the world a chance to move forward. Together, but apart, they walk away from the ruins of the Bermuda Triangle, knowing that the future is unwritten, no longer bound by the cycles of the past, no longer manipulated by the forces of time. The mystery remains, but for the first time, it is no longer a weapon. It is a mystery to be explored, not controlled. And the world, free from the triangle's grasp, is finally free to write its own story.